Hello, wishing you a very warm evening. I'm gonna post this video in the evening, and since there's nobody to shoot for me, I'm shooting for myself with the selfie mode of the camera for my mobile phone. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this attention so you can listen to my video. I'm shooting currently for the exercise 2 for my asynchronous part, and I'm gonna highlight two of the points. There is one video where I'm gonna highlight all the details about all the clauses introduced in the greenhouse corporation and grocery factory. So there will be many clauses that would be highlighted in the first part, and in the second part I'm gonna discuss all the contractual terms about all the different companies in detail. So let's get started with the introduction of the video for the first part. For Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation, a force majeure clause would be essential to protect them with the situation which is beyond their control, which impacts the ability to fulfill the obligations which are already in a contract form with the customer or with the other companies. I would like to start with a weather related disruption, which is a kind of risk management point that I would like to highlight. This is a very clear example of extreme weather conditions such as frost, hurricanes, flood, or other symptoms like drought could seriously impair the greenhouse's capacity to produce the veggies, or it can damage the crop. So there is a force majeure provision which would shield the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation from fines if they are unable to perform because of the unforeseen and uncontrollable natural disaster. And this gives a very good benefit to the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation, since the occurrence was brought on by circumstances beyond their control. The business would not be held accountable for the missing delivery deadlines and supply requirements. So I can say that this point will be very clear to identify the reason for the weather disruption. And second, there is a clear point that I would like to highlight is supply chain disruption. If there is any unexpected disruption in the supply chain, like the inputs like seeds could not grow, or there is a road closure, or there is a shortage of the essential raw material, or there is a strike for the transportation thing. So there is nothing the company or the greenhouse production can do about it. Even if the shipment delays, it delays. But the benefit which comes to the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation is that in such type of events, if the delay or the shortage of the force majeure clause can start working on it, which would excuse them from fulfilling the contractual terms, like giving that on time or resolving the problem how it is reliable for the situation of facing penalties. Now further, I would highlight the force majeure clause. So because of the force majeure clause provision, they say that exactly what circumstances could impact the contract and how they would be handled. This can enable the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporate to control all the risk of unforeseen events while keeping a positive working relationship with the grocery store. And there is one more addition to it, which is a very good provision that would be very necessary for Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation to shield them from unforeseen circumstances which can make them difficult to even carry out the commitments to the grocery store. So there are many situations that are going to desire this clause. Some of them are, of course, weather related disruption and supply chain disruption. There is nothing we can do about it. But including the force majeure clause, which allows Greenhouse Corporation to manage the risk of unforeseeable events while maintaining the good relationship with grocery store, it clearly outlines what situations could affect the contract and how they would be handled. Okay, I would further discuss indemnity contract. So an indemnity contract is a section of contract wherein one party promises to reimburse the other for any losses, damages, or obligations resulting from the specific incident. within the agreement between Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation and a grocery store Inc. The indemnification provision, which is shield for the grocery store from liability for the problems pertaining the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation products. So this is how the indemnity clause is gonna be responsible for it. So I have few reasons how the desires of the indemnity provision is gonna support, and I'm gonna highlight them. So one is I can say transferring the liability. So under the indemnity clause, there is a formation, like for example, a Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation would become very much liable for any lawsuit, medical expense, or I can say reputational harm or resulting of the defective products of the supplied products. And grocery store would no longer be responsible for all of this cost. Secondly, I can say that let's say if we assume that by chance grocery store receives a shipment of a tainted veggies from Vegetable Greenhouse. After purchasing this veggies, a client contract food illness here. Now, a grocery store could face legal actions from the client for marketing the danger item. That is, of course, gonna be a problem. But nevertheless, Vegetable Corporation would be liable for paying the client's settlement expenses, legal fees, any damages due to which the indemnity provision is harassed. At the same time, I can say that this is the only provision which is gonna protect grocery store from incurring all the damages which is financially occurring, which is bringing problem to a supplier. Grocery store is gonna make sure that this is shielded from any dangers related to the faculty, related to the all the related to the all the damage or like all the faulty products in the provision in the place, which is gonna keep the blame where it belongs along with the company. So all the other type of blames is gonna come to the company, and financially only that is gonna be reliable for them. I can say that I also have one more example. Since we can imagine the tainted vegetables are delivered by the Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation, there are many purchases that a consumer can take and contract the food poisoning because they bought the vegetables there, and the customer may file a lawsuit against the grocery store. But since the contract term has indemnity, Vegetable Greenhouse Corporation has to pay all the lawsuit and medical costs or damages of the customers, which is gonna get into which is gonna get the grocery store in trouble. So in this video, I would like to I hope that I have made you satisfied, that I have highlighted you all the points. So we are gonna focus on the other video. Just wait for part 2 so I can discuss all the contract terms, and we are good to go for the exercise 2. Stay tuned, guys.